Have you ever caught her staring at you ... then looking away the moment your eyes met? You probably thought, she's just distracted. But here's the truth. That wasn't an accident. It was instinct. Her body reacted before her mind could. Stop it. It's the same reason she laughs harder around you, leans in closer, and finds ways to keep you in her orbit. There are hidden emotional triggers that pull her toward you, and most men never even realize they're activating them. But you're about to see exactly why she feels this magnetic pull towards you. Comment the last time you caught a woman stealing glances at you. And make sure you watch till the end, because the final reason? It's the most overlooked, yet powerful. Of them all, you're at a party. Music low, lights dim, conversation buzzing. You're not scanning the room, not posturing or putting on a show. You're just there, talking to your friends, laughing, leaning back casually with a drink in your hand. No agenda, no performance thought, and that's when it happens. You feel it first, a tiny shift. That strange sixth sense that someone is watching you. You glance across the room, ... and there she is. Eyes locked, but just for a second. Because the moment you look, she looks away fast, like she wasn't supposed to get caught. Was that real? Or just your imagination messing with you again? You shrug it off, keep laughing. But 10 minutes later, it happens again. She's not even in the conversation, but she keeps finding reasons to look in your direction. And here's what you probably don't realize. She doesn't even know why she keeps looking. She's not consciously thinking, wow, he's attractive, I should stare. It's deeper than that. Quiet or not, it's something about your presence. There's a kind of calm radiating off you. A self-contentment that doesn't beg for approval. You're not signaling, please notice me. You're just being. And that centeredness, it hits her like a soft vibration beneath the noise. It's the emotional equivalent of gravity. C. Most guys enter a room with a need. They need to be seen, need to be liked, need to win. And women pick up on that instantly. Even if you say all the right things, if your vibe is rooted in lack, she feels it. But you're different. Because when a man is emotionally centered, when he walks into a room with presence instead of performance, a woman's subconscious notices. Her nervous system picks up on the fact that you're safe. You're whole. You're not reaching outward, you're grounded inward. And that grounding creates pull. You didn't say a word to her. You didn't even try. But she feels something around you that makes her curious, makes her lean in. Makes her want to know, what's his story? That's the invisible hook. And most men never even know they cast it. So next time you're out, don't perform, don't chase. Just enjoy the moment. Stay grounded, stay present. And then, watch who starts watching you. Now imagine this. It's quieter here. A small coffee shop, tucked away from the noise of the world. The kind of place where the lights are soft and every table feels like its own little universe. She's sitting across from you, fingers absent-mindedly tracing the rim of her cup, playing with the edge of her necklace as she speaks. Her eyes dart from yours to the table, then back again. At first, the conversation starts like casual jokes. Shared stories about work, maybe a laugh about something she saw online. But slowly, something shifts. She starts leaning in a little closer. Her words get a bit softer. Her stories get a little deeper. And here's the moment most men completely miss. You think you're just sitting there, nodding politely. You think you're being a good listener. But what's really happening is something far more powerful. She feels safe with you. Not because you agreed with everything she said. Not because you offered her solutions, but because your body language didn't flinch. Your voice stayed calm and steady. You didn't rush to fill every silence. You didn't make her feel judged. That's emotional safety. And for a woman, it's intoxicating. Because the truth is, most guys don't offer it. Most guys either get defensive, distracted, or try to impress. They either fidget, interrupt, or start waiting for their turn to talk. And even if they don't say it out loud, their energy is screaming, "Please like me. Please think I'm interesting." But you're just there, rooted, present. You listen, not because you're trying to win her, but because you're genuinely curious. You maintain eye contact, not in a creepy, locked-in stare, but with warmth, openness, and the quiet confidence of a man who's not afraid to feel. And she notices. She notices the way you let her words hang in the air without rushing to respond. She feels the way your calm energy softens the space between you. And here's the wild part. She starts telling you things she didn't even plan to say. Stories she usually keeps hidden. Emotions she barely admits to herself. And afterwards, she leaves that table wondering, why did I tell him all of that? Because in a world full of noise and pressure, you offered something rare. Safety. Next time you're in a moment like this, lower your voice just slightly. Nod slowly. Let the silence stretch before you speak. It tells her you're safe here. And that, my friend, is where true attraction begins. Let's shift scenes now. It's late. She's lying on her bed, phone in hand, lights off, except for the faint glow of her screen. And there it is, your name lighting up her notifications again. Another text from you. She smiles before she even opens it. She tells herself she should stop replying. It's getting late. She has work tomorrow. But her fingers already move before her mind catches up. The message is playful. A tease about something she said earlier. A little jab. Just enough to make her roll her eyes. But with that smirk she's trying to hide. As she replies, "Fast. Because here's the secret most guys never see. Attraction isn't just about physical chemistry. It's about emotional chemistry. And emotional chemistry? It's built on unpredictability. See, every time you tease her lightly, playfully, you trigger a small dopamine spike in her brain. That little rush of excitement, it's not overwhelming. It's subtle, but it's addictive. You joke, then pull back. You compliment, then challenge. You keep her guessing, but always with a playful edge. Never mean, never cruel. Just enough to keep her leaning in, wondering what you'll say next. And every time she laughs, every time she gets that flutter in her chest, her brain makes a connection. This feels good. I want more of this. It's a loop, a pattern. And once it starts, it's hard to break. You think you're just being funny, just killing time. But to her, it's something else entirely. It's a feeling she doesn't get from most guys. That push and pull, that playful dance. And here's the beautiful irony. Most men are terrified to tease women. They think being nice, being agreeable, being safe will win her over. But you're not afraid to spark a little friction. You're not afraid to play. And that makes all the difference. She doesn't want a guy who just agrees with everything. She says she wants a man who makes her feel something, who brings out her playful, feminine side, who makes her laugh not because he's trying too hard, but because he's fearless enough to be himself. That's the dopamine loop. It's the reason she keeps checking her phone, the reason she keeps coming back for more, the reason she's sitting there, hours later, still smiling at your texts. Most guys never even see it happen. But you're not most guys. Next time you're texting her or talking in person, find a harmless quirk of hers and tease her about it, playfully, lightly, and then pull back, change the subject. Let her wonder what you'll say next, because once she's in that loop, she's not just attracted to you, she's addicted to the way you make her feel. Now picture this. You're sitting with her, maybe at a park, maybe in a cozy corner of a bar. The conversation flows easily. There's no pressure, no trying too hard. You're just talking. And then it happens. You say something, maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's the way you laugh, or even the way you glance away for a second while thinking. Something small, barely noticeable, but suddenly, she goes quiet. Her smile lingers, just for a second too long. Her eyes soften, like she's not fully in the room anymore. It's subtle, but it's there. What you don't see. Is that you? Just unlocked something in her. Because what you said, or how you said it, sparked a quiet emotional echo inside her mind. It reminded her of something or someone from her past. A positive memory, a feeling of comfort, of happiness, of belonging. And the crazy part? She doesn't even know why. That's the power of emotional familiarity. See, most people think attraction is about novelty, being new, being exciting, being different. And yes, that plays a role. But what really makes a woman feel drawn to you, almost inexplicably, is when you feel familiar in the right way, not predictable, not boring, familiar. Because we're all wired to seek emotional patterns that feel safe and comforting, especially the ones we associate with warmth, security, or joy. Maybe you remind her of the way her favorite uncle used to joke with her as a kid, or the calm confidence her father had when she felt scared, or the playful teasing from her first teenage crush. She doesn't consciously realize it, but her subconscious does. And suddenly, you don't just feel like some guy. You feel like home. You think it was just small talk, a random moment, but in her mind, it was the spark of something deeper. A soft familiarity that makes her think, why do I feel like I've known him forever? Most guys don't even get close to this. But here's where you stand out. You're not trying to be anyone else. You're not putting on an act. You're just being fully yourself, relaxed, grounded, open. And because of that, she naturally connects those subtle dots in her mind, without either of you even trying. That's emotional familiarity. So here's your move. Watch closely next time you're talking to her. Notice when her face lights up unexpectedly, or when she drifts into thought after you say something. That's your cue. Lean into that energy. Stay there for a moment longer. Keep the conversation flowing in that direction. Because in that moment, you're not just another man to her. You're someone she feels like she's always known. Let's take you somewhere different now. It's late. The city glows below you, lights flickering like stars that fell to the earth. You're on a rooftop, the air cool, the mood electric. She's standing beside you, close but not quite touching. There's this quiet tension between you. She looks at you with that playful, testing gaze, the one that says she's trying to figure you out. She tilts her head slightly, grinning as she asks, "Do you always make people feel this way?" Most guys would crumble right here. They'd rush in with some compliment, trying to prove they're charming, trying to secure her approval. But you just smirk. Not everyone. You say, casually. And that's when you see it, her eyes spark. Just for a split second. That subtle flash of excitement. You probably think you were just being honest. You weren't playing any game. But inside her mind, something very different is happening. Because what you just did was create emotional challenge. You didn't reject her. You didn't insult her. But you didn't hand her the validation she was fishing for either. You left just enough mystery. Just enough distance. Enough to make her wonder. What does? You mean, why not everyone? And whether she realizes it or not, now she wants to earn that approval. See, here's the truth about emotional dynamics that most men never understand. Women aren't drawn to men who worship them from the first glance. They're drawn to men who hold their ground, men who value themselves enough not to hand over their attention on a silver platter. It's not about being cold or arrogant. It's about having standards, about knowing your worth. When you offer warmth, but with boundaries. When you show interest, but not desperation, you become the kind of man she feels compelled to win over. It's primal. Instinctive. She leans in more, asks more questions, pushes harder, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you've awakened something deeper inside her. The thrill of pursuit. The desire to be chosen, not just by anyone, but by you. And here's what separates you from most guys. Most guys reveal everything too soon. They spill their whole story, confess their feelings, hand away all their mystery in a rush to lock it down. But you leave space. You let her wonder. You create emotional challenge, not through games, but through restraint. And that's magnetic. Next time she tests you, whether through playful teasing or subtle questions, pause. Smile, just slightly. Hold her gaze. Then answer in a way that's honest, but leaves room for curiosity. Let her earn her place in your world. Because when you hold your ground like that, something powerful happens. She doesn't just like you. She starts to chase you. Now, let's take it somewhere quieter. Imagine it's just the two of you, sitting on a park bench as the sun begins to set. The air feels still, calm, almost heavy with something unspoken. The world moves around you, people passing by, dogs barking in the distance. But it all fades into the background. She's watching you, waiting, leaning in slightly, sensing that something's about to shift. And this time, you let it. You tell her a story, not one designed to impress, but a piece of your truth. Maybe it's about the time you failed, spectacularly, or about a moment that changed you, cracked you open, made you question who you were. You don't dramatize it. You don't try to make it sound heroic. You just tell it straight, calm, measured, honest. At first, she listens quietly. Then something subtle happens. Her eyes widen just a bit. Her posture softens. She isn't just hearing your words, she's feeling them. Because in that moment, you're doing something most men never dare to do. You're showing emotional depth. See, here's what most guys get wrong about attraction. They think vulnerability is weakness. That opening up means losing power. But the truth, vulnerability, when expressed with calm, steady energy, isn't weakness at all. It's strength. It's the quiet confidence of a man who isn't afraid of his own story. And women feel that instantly. When you reveal your depth, not by oversharing or venting, but by calmly sharing who you really are, you create a bridge between her world and yours. Suddenly, you're not just some guy she's talking to. You're a mirror, a reflection of her own hidden fears, her hopes, her struggles. She feels seen by you because you're not afraid to see yourself. And here's the paradox most guys never understand. You think you're just telling a story, just opening up. But what's really happening? She's starting to trust you on a level she can't even explain. She feels closer to you, not because you asked her to, but because you allowed her to witness you. And afterward, she'll walk away thinking about you. Not because you impressed her with bravado or flashy words, but because you dared to go somewhere deeper. That's emotional depth. And it's rare. Next time the moment feels right, share something meaningful. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be real. A lesson you've learned, a challenge you've faced, a belief you hold close. And when you do, watch her reaction carefully, because you'll see it in her eyes. That quiet moment where she realizes you're not like anyone else she's met. You're a man she can feel. Now here's the part almost no one talks about, because this isn't about glances across the room. It's not about playful teasing or deep conversations on park benches. This is something far more subtle, something that lingers in her mind long after you're gone. Picture this. She's watching you from across the room. Maybe you're talking to a friend. Maybe you're working on something, fully immersed. You're not looking at her. You're not even aware of her gaze. But in that moment, she's seeing you differently. Not just as a man she's attracted to. Not just as someone fun or mysterious. She's seeing possibility, and she doesn't even realize it. Because deep down, every woman, whether she admits it or not, is drawn to a man who represents something larger than himself. A man with direction. A man with purpose. A man who's going somewhere. It's not about wealth, or status, or looks. It's about energy. That quiet, unshakable force that says, I know who I am. I know where I'm going. And here's where it gets fascinating. You don't have to say a word about your goals. You don't have to flash anything. In fact, the more you don't speak about it, the more potent it becomes. Because it's not your words that reveal it. It's your actions. It's in how you carry yourself. How you move through the world. How you speak with intention, without rushing. How you focus fully on what's in front of you, rather than chasing every distraction. She picks up on it instantly, and whether she realizes it or not, she starts to imagine what it would feel like to be part of your world, to walk alongside you, to be beside a man who doesn't need her, but who's inviting her along for the ride. That's emotional aspiration. It's not about showing off. It's about being. You think you're just living your life, doing your thing. But inside her mind, she's already building a picture, tiny flashes of what it would be like to stand next to you. The adventures, the calm nights, the quiet strength. Most men miss this completely. They think they need to chase her, to impress her, to win her over. But you're different, because you don't chase. You attract. By living your truth, by walking your path, by focusing on your growth, your passions, your mission. And the more you do that, the more women naturally gravitate toward you, not because you asked for it, but because you've become the man who makes them dream. That's the final, most powerful emotional trigger. Not lust. Not even love. Aspiration. The feeling that being with you wouldn't just be fun. It would elevate her life. And here's the part that should make you smile. Most guys will never tap into this, but you're already halfway there. Because you're the kind of man who studies this, who pays attention, who values growth, presence, and emotional intelligence. That already makes you rare. So here's your quiet action step. The one that requires no words. Keep building your life. Keep pursuing the things that light you up. Stay on your path, with or without her. And then, watch. Because the ones meant for you, they'll notice. They'll feel it before they understand it. They'll want to be part of it, even if they don't know why. Because you won't just be the man she wants. You'll be the man she aspires to stand beside. By now, you've seen it clearly. The 7 emotional triggers that make a woman feel magnetically drawn to you, often without even realizing why. Emotional centeredness, emotional safety, dopamine loop, emotional familiarity, emotional challenge, emotional depth. And emotional aspiration. These aren't tricks. They're not fake tactics. They're reflections of who you become. And the best part? You're already on the path. If any of these surprise you, or if you've seen these signs before without realizing what they meant, drop a comment below and share your experience. And remember, most men stay blind to this forever, but you'll never see women the same way again.